Hello and welcome back. I'm People Joe and this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Last time we started the Mega City project and I'm really intending on finishing the planning phase today so we can look at other things too and get some more housing for all the 21-year-olds without their own flats. Which brings me to the first thing that I forgot last time already. I didn't fully assign these guys, so they probably are further behind than they needed to be. But that's all taken care of now, and we're going to plan the rest of the city following the intro. Great, good, great. So these guys are missing some asphalt. That is not ideal, but that's mostly related to there's nobody actually working here, which is not very helpful or conducive to anything or anyone. And I figured out I can just not bring any workers to this guy at all, ever. So that's not exactly what I wanted to hear, but I can work with that. The only difference this makes is that I can't get people to this location easily. I could assign them all manually to all the different buildings that I want them to go to, but honestly, I despise that. And oftentimes it actually breaks more stuff than it fixes, so I'm going to try to stay away from that if I can at all. This one, I'm going to fix that right now. We do need a train to bring the gravel in. The gravel train that sometimes shows up there is fine, but I need some source of gravel there at all times, and we currently don't have that. So let's spend a little more money. This is definitely just a cargo train. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure, just a nice round number, right? No, it's not. Fine. Get this one, load, wait until loaded for sure, and then I want you to park here until unloaded. And this is just a construction train. Once we're done with construction, it will be turned off. But the problem right now is I don't have internal storage for these two outside of what they already store. And that's it. That also means I have to set up signaling for these. So give me a mixed signal there. And maybe one here. And then hope that 7 cars... Oh, come on. And then hope that 7 cars is actually a good length for this platform. I think it will be. I think it will be just fine. And then give me another mixed signal right here. So whoever is parked in here is actually separated from the rest. That's important. Cool. Do I actually have to start exporting coal here? Because we're going to spend a lot of money on steel and other things in this area, and that will be fun. But maybe not. Should be fine. Oh, I guess we also imported a few hundred tons of steel, so that probably hurt a little bit. And yeah. I forgot one thing that I said I was going to do in between. Let me do the signals quick, and then I'll be with you building the city like we said. Then I'm looking up and I realize we're already in November. I don't want this to end in the snow, so we're just going to have the rest of the episode nice and paused so nothing goes wrong and you can actually see what I am doing. But let's remember where I left off. I left off somewhere over here. Big school. Kindergarten, I always put in later. Orphanage. I don't see a reason why this city cannot handle an orphanage. It does not have to be in the center of the city. It just has to get enough workers to actually be productive or to actually do something. So put it somewhere where it has access to some workers, but also has access to good distribution. So just on the edge of city. Maybe that's why they're usually placed there. I really don't know, but cool. Have that one added here. Is a bigger one? Maybe. I actually like the building of the vanilla one, so we're going to stay with that. University, I may want one of these. I don't know 100% yet, but we definitely may want one. Police stations. One goes right across from the orphanage that we just placed. Why? Because I'm assuming that's a good idea. That's why. Get me a good road connection. Thank you. It looks a little ugly, but it's fine. But that's the first one. The second one, police station-wise, has to go... Well, honestly, the location of it is not as important as that we have one. But I do know that we won't be able to take care of everything with one police station for 10,000 people. So we're going to place a second one. I kind of like here. I don't think the location itself is as important right now. It just has to be able to get places and get a road connection, which we don't have right now. So let's do that again, just a little better. Terraforming tool as usual. I will actually use, I'm going to use this one first. Let's get up here. Yep. Excavators are better at changing the elevation than bulldozers, that's for sure. But bulldozers are really good at making everything the same height. Let's do that. Yep. I think that's already good enough. We don't have to go too crazy on this one. There we go. There is my second police station. Please don't cover my tracks, and you did not. Get it? Police station covering tracks. Ha 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 ha. Cool. I like that. Do we need the bigger courthouse here? Probably. Probably for sure. What do we have here? 40, 50, and 25. This is a really big building. I would like to avoid it if I could. What is our current status in our courthouse at this moment in time? What courthouse do we have here? I built that one. Nobody's in here, and we can still hire a lot more workers. No, you know what? I don't feel like I need a courthouse. I really want to run the game forward so we can get some progress in here, but I'm scared that we're going to end up in snow, and that's not a good situation for anyone. I will see where we are at the end of the episode if we can continue or do some other things that are fun. Secret police. Yes, I do want to know the loyalty here because I will have to enforce loyalty for this area. Should the secret police just be across from the police? Yeah, it should. It should absolutely be right here. I like it. Just across one police building. That's fine. And one secret police, I don't know if this is enough, but if you give them fast enough buildings or fast enough vehicles, it should be fine. The game just sounded like it's going to crash on me, so I'm just going to save this just to make sure. And that should be good. Wonderful. So crime and justice is done. City Hall Accounting Office. Yes, absolutely. I just want one. This is not necessary for anything, but I like having them. Do we have a prettier one in tow? Pardue City Hall. Interesting building. Very interesting. Wasn't there Riga Town Hall? Very, very nice. I kind of like this. I don't really want to block the station, and it could also be a nice place to put up here. It is a nice place to put up here. It's going to be put up here. Just why not? This is the town hall for this whole city, and it will be great. I love it. I will have to fight getting the footpaths in there, but I am totally fine with that. We'll deal with that when I have to. I like it. Technical services. Do we have something that looks like it could fit in a city more than into, like, the big one that we have is just always so big. And snowplow station, 3, no, 16, yes. I like this. I like the size. And you know what? We're just gonna park it right behind. There's a snowplow station already here. It's not a snowplow station, but you know what I mean. Let's park it on the other side of town. I think this will be good. Get you assigned to here, and then we can use this for other maintenance that we need down here. And 16 snowplows is pretty good. I think this one only holds 12. 8. You only have 8. Wow. So that's double the size and half the size, but double the size. That's pretty awesome. I like that. Yeah. It doesn't have, I don't know where it would put salt. There's not a lot of space here, but I guess they're just snowplows. They're not salting because I don't know when salting became a thing. Honestly, when did road salt become a thing that people were doing? No idea. Pollution monitoring station, I hope I don't need it. The prison, we actually may probably need here pretty soon rather than not. Oh, actually only 90, and well, we are maxed out, but this is fine. I'm not worried about that at this point. We need more food. We need a lot more food, and that's the next plan that I have to turn this whole step that we have back here into farmland, usable farmland, and make that work nice. But we're not there yet. So where we are is in the mega city that doesn't have a name yet. I have to figure out something neat and cuddly to call this. I'm realizing a thing. I don't think it's going to be a big problem. What is the capacity of this guy? Because I would guess, since the other station that I'm building over here doesn't have a road access and therefore can't move any workers by bus, I wouldn't be surprised if this one doesn't have a road access either. Sometimes it depends on programming on those things, but oftentimes it's just not going to be a thing. So I want to check 420 passengers. I think I can always squeeze a bus in there to get people from here to maybe the power grid. Or actually, everything is covered by this guy. So I shouldn't need an extra bus that transports people anywhere, but I will have an extra bus just for added security for the power plant and for the heating plant, just for safety. Set up 2 bus lines there with smaller buses that can just run around, and that should be fine. Yeah, I don't want to send buses to this station, period. I may send a smaller tram train just over here, and that's going to be our connection to the cableway. I don't know yet, but we'll see how that goes. I think that's actually not a terrible idea. Yeah, that's a good idea, B-Ball Joe. Good job, proud of me. Good. Enough of that. Residential buildings. I'm very into making the center of this city a more grand place. I do think, though, that this building in particular, 377, that's not completely out of range. I like these, though, the 17-story flats. There is if you've ever been in Berlin, the TV tower, which this is on the Alexanderplatz, and there are no low-story buildings around it. I don't know what the lowest is, but the square itself, Alexanderplatz, Alexander Square, is relatively open, but then there's an elevated tram station or an elevated subway station. There are a bunch of office buildings around it, and then really close to it, there's a lot of but residential buildings already. So I feel totally fine adding this into the mix. And as I said, I'm not planning on adding any road connections to these buildings. So I think I will try to lay this out like this, and this is 1,500 people. That I think is pretty nice. Then lay this out again from this side. Hopefully, let's see. I think here's what I'm gonna do. Because I wasn't thinking when I was doing this. Is this not gonna be perfectly aligned? But press R once. Now it's aligned this way, and that's not bad. Now just find the first workable angle, and then finagle it a little bit until it fits well with where you want it. And then all we have to do is just place 3 of them again, and then we have 3,000 people already in the center of the city. I hope. That would be pretty nice. I am very hopeful that I can get a pretty good connection to everything walking distance or walking path wise, but hard for me to tell if that's actually the case. I will plan. If I set this one up as a pure transfer station, then I can't really allow all trams to take people from here to wherever else. I will probably need multiple tram lines set up that run around the city. One that just picks up from all of these platforms and drops them right up here, and one maybe goes the other way that loads and unloads at every single platform. I don't know yet. Gotta play with that, but it will be fine. So this is pretty good. Why didn't I point them the other way? I don't think I have to. I think this is fine the way it is. Just leave me alone. I don't know. It just felt like I wanted to pick them that way. So what am I building here? It's this building, which is... Usually it's highlighted a little bit. Why can I not see it? Why can I not see it? It's not the red one. Ah, where'd you go? Not one of these. 550 people, and you're definitely... Are you one of these? Oh, come on. Which one is this? Which one is this? Just show it to me. It's not highlighted enough. I'm sure someone can already see it. I can just imagine. Anyways, would this one fit? I would say yes. And again, I'm fine with it being near the tower. So one of the things that I'm very purposefully doing here is make the center of the city with really high-rise buildings, just because that's exactly what I want to do. But the tower, the TV tower, is still going to be taller than everything around here. The only problem I will have is get the footpaths connected the way I want them to. But I like this core of the city already. Get all the big buildings in the core, in the center, and then just expand from there. I guess I had these, and then I moved over. I think it was this one, 17-story prefab flats. Okay, this is 21-story prefab flats. So they're in the same... in the same mod pack, maybe, potentially. I don't know. Panel house 200 workers. That is neat. What is this? I think these could work as well. They only have footpath exits into one direction, so I have to be a little careful here. But give me one there. Give me one directly across from you. Then I would like a few more. How many workers are this? So we have 3,000 there. These were like 300, so we have another 1,000. So we had 4,000 already in the city core. That is a pretty neat start. And don't worry, I'm going to go smaller with buildings as we go along, as we move along, so that should be fine. Now, all I have to do is find this one again. I think it's this one. No, this one? No. Large residential building, 2,500 something, something, something. Oh, this is what happens when you have a huge mod collection available to you and you just can't pick whichever ones you like best or worst. Can you just tell me? I really feel like on all the other mods, it highlights which ones you have selected, but this one, it just doesn't want to play along. Let's say 300 people for these. I don't know, maybe it's right or wrong. So 600. We are at, what we say, 3,000, 4,000 already. 600 more. Let's try to get 4 of these. Don't put them too close, B-Ball Joe, because once you put them too close and your neighbors can see into your kitchen all the time, it's a nice big brother show, but it's not something that people really appreciate, and your viewers will tell you that you're doing it wrong. So, this is what we're going to do. Let's just say this is 1,200 per quad, or per 4 in the center. And I'm trying to align this a little bit. It's not perfectly centered, but I'm happy with it. I'm not going to go back and forth with this. So another 2,400 here. So we're at 5,000, 7,200. We are getting to the size that we need. And now that we're done with the core of the city, and actually I would like something to offset this. I think this is a good university place because it's also close to that. Let's do that. The only problem with a university is that it takes up a lot of workers, but I think I will be okay with that. Medical. Yes, I would like something that's a little more square. Let's put the road connection in a direction that makes enough sense for me. I don't want roads in the middle there. I would actually prefer putting a park there. I think that would look really, really nice. And this is really just there to have something offsetting what we have going on over there. That looks excellent. Cool. So that is done. The center of the city is done. Now we just have to spread it out a little bit. We have 7,000. We need about 4,000 more people, and I think we have more than enough space to make that work. What buildings can we find to make that work, you may ask? This whole mod collection is available now. I will try to remember to put it in the description below, otherwise it will be a little funny. Brown brick. This actually feels very cool, or very fitting for the more industrial zone over here. So let's get that set up. And I will actually set this up in a square, more or less, if you let me. Yes, you will let me. Somewhat a square. It will block the path just a tiny bit, but in the worst case, we can also tunnel underneath all that, and that should be fine. Get you in here, and then you. How many? I always play the how many games, don't I? This building is that. See, this is like brighter. 174. So 200 each. No, 350 each. 700. So we're at 7,700, almost 8,000. That is not bad at all. And they have graffiti on here. That's why I wanted to use that one. I really like that style for that area. And we're just going to put something in the middle, like something sporty. Isn't there basketball court? Football playground. I kind of really like that size for this, so that's going there. Done. Do we have some graffiti buildings in here that I like? I don't like a lot of these, honestly. I'm looking at them. They're probably fine. This one I could see myself doing something with. Let's put a few of you over here. You're not as tall, so you're not the center of the city, but you're centered enough. Right there, right there, right there. Again, the usual game of how many workers do I have in here? 92, so that's 100. So we're now actually 8,000 workers. That is pretty good. Let's turn these around and just make it visually interesting on that side, and that looks fine to me. Do we need to fill every space? No, absolutely not. That's not my intention. That's not what I want to do. But I would like to mix up the buildings that we are using. Are there any more large buildings that I find appropriate? This is like a really big barracks. I kind of like it. Stalinka. Yes, 684 workers. It's too big. We don't need big buildings anymore, but it could be really... I think the Stalinkas were the early ones before you had prefab panels, so that actually makes sense. I don't dislike this tower, but I'm not really sure what to do with it, and it's also really, really, really big. 400 people. I could plop a couple here, but I think if I put them that far away from the TV tower, it may actually overshadow the center of the city. I don't want that. I could put one here. It could feel right, but then it's just standing on its own. I may be okay with that. Yep, let's just plop that in here and just leave it as one. So we're at almost 8,500 now. That is not bad. These are all really red. The only problem I have with these is that they just... I don't think they fit into the style that we currently have in buildings, so I'm going to stay away from those guys. What else do we have? Flats, prefabs, lower building, upper building, brick house. This one I can get behind. They're a little long, which means that will cause issues with my footpath connections that I want to get in here, but that's okay. But put one here. I don't understand why I never look at what I just selected. So 200 each, actually pretty reasonable. I may, yeah, give me one here. And we'll just have two of those. Maybe put one here. Also still have to add monuments and heating plants and all that other stuff. I don't like this long one here simply because it's taking up too much space. And this one is a little smaller. Sure. A little smaller one can go right in front of this building, and then the spacing... Actually, yeah, the spacing here is fine. At least look the same. So there's a little concentration of those guys. Let's find some smaller buildings. So we're at like 8,500 now. That's not terrible. We don't need anything with gates. We don't need any of these 5-story single new. No, that looks too rich for this industry or for this area. This area is really just workers. These look nice, but they don't have collisions, and that means I can probably build blocks on here. It could be neat. That could be very neat, actually. I just don't know if I have a real patience to make that a real reality. But let's see. What have I selected? Any of these? Let's see. We'll put you there, and not you. That's fine. Where's the straight piece? Where is the straight piece of this? 1BS, 2BS, 3BS, 1BS. There's a straightish piece. Give me... No. I'm gonna suck at this. Let's not go there. let's just not. So we're at 9,000. We need about 2,000 or 3,000 more if we can. There's more Stalinkas. I don't want to have more Stalinkas. Panel house. Getting really small. I don't think you fit into what I have going on here. So should I just go to some vanilla buildings? I don't want to go this small. If I go this small, I think it will take forever to fill anything in. I like using these later on when we just fill in some fancy places. I think this could be a fancy area right next to the university. Maybe, yeah, right next to the university. Maybe even on this side, have a couple more nice buildings that the city can be proud of, and I think that could be pretty cool. But for here, I don't think we need any of that, and I'm okay with leaving some extra space. These actually seem like really nice buildings for this town, or for this area, because it's on the highest part of the city and you can oversee the whole downtown area. So those are kind of fancy places. So I'm using somewhat fancy buildings to get in here, but we'll see how the footpath connection is on these guys. And you are 100 workers, so this is 600, 700, just filling the gap in here now. 800 workers on that side, that feels good. Let's get a similar type of apartment style going over here. Or not. There's also a lot of space over there that we're currently not using, but most of the city stuff goes on over here, so I'm pretty happy with that. Sure. We're gonna do 3 of these. 1, 2, 3. And these are a little offset, but I think that is fine. Now we are at another 200, so we're like a little over 10,000 workers. That is not bad. Let's get the nicer part of town situated. Either this is for train enthusiasts or just the government decided that this is where you're going to stay. So I have a couple of these small brick houses just in a nice row. How nice is this row? I don't know. But it's fine. We're not going to connect all the footpaths right now. That's going to be something for later. Can I get a couple more brick houses that are similar? This one is 12. This one's 43. This one is a smaller prefab. Actually, I like this one for university. Put you in the mountain. You don't have to be too close to each other. And these one may be just connected via road. I think that's fine. And then I would like to just clone these. Go on the other side. That's right. RR. And somewhat align these. They're not perfectly aligned, but I think it will be fine. Then give me a road connection right through all of this. They should be able to connect to whatever I tell them to connect to, so I'm not worried about that. And you probably shouldn't try to go across in intercity rail lines. So may as well put another bridge here. I think I like that. Here's a trick that people like to point out. I am aware of this trick. I'm not sure if everyone else is. And the first time I saw the the non-blocking cloverleaf junction, this is how you do it. You put a bunch of extra track around it. You can do the same with roads, since they're snapping now too. Then you go to the terraforming tools. Then you use your excavators and raise the land around this. The extra track that I placed around this area means the dirt is not going to fall onto your track if you don't want to. Now the other trick is just to remove the dirt afterwards with signals when you place them. And I think that is fine, but this is also a way that you can make this work. This is nowhere near high enough. Actually, this side is high enough. It's just the left side that has to go a little higher, and that makes sense. We're just a little further out. Let's see how much we can make work here. I can remove just 2 of the buildings if that ends up being a problem. But for right now, I want to try this. Yeah, there's no way that is tall enough. We can also always use just the road tools that let us go higher, or we can make a tunnel here if we really want to, but I really don't want to. I don't like those road pillars when I don't have to use them. Yes, we're going to have to remove at least a couple of these buildings. Excellent. Now we should be able to get a little more terraforming in here. There you go. There you go. Now try the bridge again, please. In the highest spot. Nowhere near. I wonder if I can trick it. If I can make this bridge a little angled, I will be fine with that. If it looks terrible, then we're just going to do a level crossing, and I don't have a real problem with that either. So remove the extra nonsense. Get to the bridge that you want. In this case, it's this one, because why not? And then go 1, 2. Oh, you're really close already. I think just center this out a little bit. That looks good. And then we just need a little extra, a tiny bit extra track, or not even track, just a connection over here. And we may even have a bridge that's a little better. No, I like that bridge. I like the way that bridge looks. Let's use concrete prefab, get this down. Actually, if we, what is your problem? You can go that low, you can't go this low. It's just a little too low for what we want. Okay. If we take this back a little bit, how do you feel about that? Could connect here. Does that look right? It looks right if I do something similar on this side. So let's take that back a little bit and then add another bridge connection right here. So it now looks somewhat symmetric, not perfectly symmetric, but I'm okay with that. Can you connect to something here? Yes, you can. So that's just going to be our entry to the university. And if we wanted to, I think we could even run a road underneath here for whatever we need. No idea what that need would be, but we could. Therefore, we may. I think this is pretty good people-wise. There's a big hole over here that we can just fill. At this point, just whatever feels right for the prefabs. So yeah, just put some of these in. I do like the angle for some reason right now, so let's just do this. What is that behind in front of us? A police station. Sure. It's always nice to have some buildings that are really close to important infrastructure like the police, that they get staffed right away. How far are we away from the industrial area? Actually, pretty good. That's a pretty good distance, I will say. Only a couple people on this side of the city will get, we'll have to inhale some smoke, and I'm okay with that. Prefabs, nope, don't like those, don't look right, not doing it. I think we used those already. Couple more bricks in this area. No, that doesn't feel right there. A single building here that also does not feel right. Fire station. Fire station can have a fancier place to live, I think. So for the pilots, they get a fancy building right there. That is brick. I think that makes me feel pretty good. And we are pretty close to 11,000 people working here or living here. So I'm gonna call this a win, and at least turn on the time again so we can get some stuff done. And now I'm not scared about winter anymore. No, I'm pretty happy with this. This city will look awesome when it's done. But one of the things that we need is a lot more workers, and we're going to get a lot more workers when this guy is completed. How are you not completed? Oh, because we don't have steel. There's steel right there. You guys, are you not assigned to the correct thing? I'm going to go with, no, you were not assigned to the correct thing, so maybe is number 1 assigned to this? Something from number 1 is assigned to this that was probably bringing in this stuff. Where, what, how? Related vehicle. Show me something. Yeah, there's a flatbed. Where are you? You're bringing steel, and you're definitely coming from all the way over here, so that's a problem. But that's fine. We'll fix that. Once this guy is done, construction will be pretty quick, and well, the footpaths will be a little while to connect to, because I need the roads to be at least done. I think I'm not going to let this run forward, because we probably missed already 20 years of the Republic when I did that in between episodes, because things were just taking too long or doing something else. So I'm happy, very happy with just building this during the phases, during the episodes. I need to get the first part of the road done. I need to get the rail. I will forget this. I will forget that this rail has to continue through here, so I need to complete this right now. Not complete, but I have to get this connected into something. What is your issue? Let me do the thing that I need to do. If I have to, I'll come out here with a nice curve. And there you go, leave the city. I just need you to get out of here. I don't need you to do anything specific right now. But I will forget that that is there, and then I'm gonna have trouble on my hands later on. Cool. I did realize I haven't done something that's very important, which is heat. And I think this one, we only have one large heating plant, so we're only going to be able to place 3 of these and 1 small one. This looks really great with all the lines everywhere, so really appreciate that. I can't see anything. Sure, there can be a connection right here, nice and centered. I just need to see, yeah, you cover pretty much everything. So if I put one here, wow, you can't see anything. I would like to show you something, but then it's just going to deselect all the things that I just had, and that's not really helpful either. But there's the first one. The next one probably out here. You don't cover that last building. That's a little unfortunate. Sure, we can put that here. This will 100% be underground pipes, so don't you worry your little heads about that. And then I just want one more. Ideally not in the way like this. So I know we had this water tower. Aqua Globus. What is that? Oh, you're a small one though. That's a small heat exchanger connection. This is a large one. Let's just use this in the center of the city, maybe. This looks great. Yeah, it covers at least a lot in the middle and a lot of the residential areas. I think this one will be good, but it's somewhere in this area that we can always move the footpath around it, and then it doesn't look completely out of place. That looks good. Underground pipes, we're going to add those, and we're going to add some heat exchangers over here. And then obviously, because that's one that I always like to forget, kindergartens. I'm totally happy just adding a bunch of regular kindergartens, unless we can find one that really looks cool for the other ones. Downtown daycare. That actually doesn't look bad. Here's a kindergarten with a different skin. Interesting. Haven't used that one. Here is... I like this size kindergarten, honestly. Let's put one here above the tunnel for the tram. Then let's put one here. Is actually a great place for a bigger one. So let's see if we can find one that makes enough sense. What is this size? 10. How big can we get? There's some playgrounds, which I will probably... Nope, we're not. I let it run and I just forgot about it. Medium kindergarten. This honestly feels fine. The problem is... Actually, there's no problem. This should be reachable for a lot of parents. So yeah, this should be fine in this location even. Get you situated there. That looks good. And then this, there's just a lot of kids going to be in this area. So I probably need to find one other one. You're 18, you are 10. If I can fit you in here, I was going to say that would be great, but then you're going to block everything else that goes on there, and that's not going to be very helpful. I'm not going to be able to get you in here. That is okay. Hey, Snow. So maybe putting you more on this side could be beneficial, which means I would like you on this side as well, but I didn't build it exactly mirrored, so that's just not going to happen. Sure, in here. Yeah, that sounds great. I like that idea. Small kindergarten, give me another large one. Tiny kindergarten, that doesn't help. It's still bigger than the vanilla one. Very small kindergarten, 15 and 150 versus 10 and 100. That makes a big difference. This one is huge. The capacity is huge, but the size feels small. Kindergarten Motherland, you're just too small for what you're doing. This one is a really big one. It's actually nice, but I don't like it. I think I will just place another one right here in the middle of all these buildings. And then we should have enough kindergarten coverage for this city. I'm pretty confident about that. That snow is really throwing me off a little bit, but let's just have it come down so we can continue our thing. Yeah, and with that, I honestly feel that we have everything in place to have a good republic going. Are you still not done with asphalt here? That is just ridiculous. But in the end, all I need done is this guy, and you currently need what? Workers? That construction office over here should have workers available right there, and there should be more than enough people waiting right here. Where do I have you assigned? You are assigned here, in Kirsta. You're assigned, you're kind of assigned. Let's just get that done, because that would mean I can send the train that's currently going here to this platform, and then we would have more workers available for everything that we need. That would be really good. I think you would agree. Where is... Why is... Oh, ha! Bebo Joe's an idiot as usual, because this signal is pointed the wrong way. Therefore, nobody can do anything. Do you actually fit in there? Yes, you do. You easily fit in there. I can make you double as long, and you would still fit in there. So that is interesting. These guys are semi-empty. That is fine. We're not doing anything with coal yet. Who built this track? Oh, it's just a ramp. Looked like a bad turn, but it's just a ramp. I'll allow it. Oh, I did change this one to not drop off here anymore. I've just told it to unload. And as you can see, that results in it taking back some citizens, which is fine in this case. Anyways, how are we doing on workers? Nobody is living without a flat right now. 4,800 people. That is growing. These barracks are barely being touched, so that is interesting. But that's fine. I don't think... Did I have a fire somewhere? Last chance to buy. No train. Collision trains cannot pass. Where's this happening? Oh, you figured it out, so... there you go. Stop production vehicle available. Stop production. Fire extinguished. Buildings on fire. I hope nothing burned down that I have to worry about, so we'll just click that button. Thanks to the new functionality, if something burns down, it gets rebuilt anyways now by the construction offices, as long as it's in range or as long as you assign it. So I'm not terribly worried about that part anymore, but I really, really like where we are. So thank you all for sticking through this two-parter of planning the city. I'm excited to see this one done. I will let this build a little bit, at least for the winter. And then when we come back, I can hopefully start putting down some footpaths and then get everything else started to construct, because it's important. This is a good name for it. It's called Carabag... Carabadag. No, I can't. I don't even know. I don't even know what to do with that. Kavanaskov. I made that up. I don't know if that's a real thing. I hope it's not, because I'm probably offending someone, and if it's something that's really close, I'm probably offending someone. Anyways, that's all I have. We still need at least 2 heat exchangers here, and then I have to also check that these heat pumps. Then I have to check that these heat exchangers actually supply enough heat for the city, because if they don't, we can always add more on the outside, but that also means we have to add more heating plants as well, and that's going to be a small problem, but nothing we can't handle, because you can deliver by truck pretty well. We just have to find a good place for them, which could be right here, for example. Anyways, that's all I have. Part 2 is done. We're in the snow now, and we are busy needing to get stuff done, and the first workers should come in here now. Excellent. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.